Alright, new video. So, side windows have been pissing me off for some time. I sort of got them to seal okay. They're kind of not really working as well as they should, and I'm at the point now where I've had about like 8 goes at them, and I'm just sick of them, and I don't even open them that much. So, I got the feeling that if I'd used like a door popper, window popper actuator, like off a Range Rover or one of them Fords or whatever, and you can get them sort of $100 a pop, then and not worried about being able to manually open them, maybe that would have been better. But I built these cool little things, and they took me fucking hours, and they work okay, like they open and close, but they're a bit, they look nice, but they're sort of just a bit too how you going, I think. Um, it's not really like I've always had problems with it. I need to pull them off to put the tint on them anyway. So my plan is I'm pulling them off, I'm cleaning all of the shit off them, taking off these, going to make them one clear piece of glass, and then I'll tint them. And I'm not sure yet, but I think I might even undo the bit that I attached on as the hinge. So if I take that off and just make some little, I can use the leftovers of this stuff that I've got and just make some little tracks for them just to sit in a couple of places. And then once it's in there and happy, I'm going to run a bead of window sealant all the way around them. On the outside, it's sort of, I'll tape it up and use a spatula and make it nice so it looks like a window seal, and just stick them down, and so they don't leak ever again, but they also won't open and shut, which is fine at the moment. All they do is rattle and annoy me. So the other side here I've already done a bunch of. You can see I pulled the actuator out. That's the window sitting in place. It's interesting to see exactly how much vision these take out of the window, like how much space they take out. They're only about sort of 10 mil deep, but they do make the window, like I'd be able to see, if I was looking back this way, I'd be able to see all the way out of the corner here and right up there, and I can't now because of the blackouts and the seals. So I'm just going to fucking get rid of them. Then these will get tinted. I've already got tint. I've just got to apply it. It's flat glass. It'll be easy. So that tinted should look really good from the outside because you won't see the back of any of this stuff, any of the pillar. And it'll be like you'll be able to see out of them. They'll look good coming in. I can also redo this. So this is sort of a bit torn up because I had to get access here in a hurry and I had the shits. So this can follow this line here down and then just come down nice and even and level out and go around the seatbelt position there. So I can redo that at a later time, and just it'll cover this from this line. It'll cover all the holes that are left by this actuator. So you can see here I just loosened it off. I'm just gonna pop this window and just try and figure it out. It's fucking stuck, really stuck. So that's the manual bit of it. It's not even doing its job. It's twisting. Oh, there we go. It just busted that off. Great, perfect. That makes that easier. So now I can just undo here and pull this out, and then I'll use the leftovers of this and make some little. They have to be very low profile brackets just to sit under the glass in like it only needs 3, sort of one here, one at the top here, and one at the back, probably up here or something, or maybe one at top and bottom at the back and top and bottom here. The whole glass can sit into place then and be glued into place, and then this piece, which is actually the hinge, the pivot, you can see the bottom of it there, that can be glued on afterwards. You can see here, this is adhesive to a big bit of metal that was on behind of this to stick the glass to it. And you can see the difference there in the adhesives and the paint. So it's going to get rid of all that. So this will all just be tint from here right the way through. It should be a lot better, a lot neater. Many hours and much fucking around later, and this is where I'm at. So this right hand side piece of glass, just made a couple of little angle clips. They're made out of plastic just so they don't rattle, and I'll put a seal in it, but this is basically just to take up space while I put sealant on. So I want the sealant to sort of cover the same amount as this, so I'll put tape on the bottom tape on the window and use a spatula to fill it out and make it nice and smooth. I need to put tint on this before I do that. You can see like how clear it is right through here, and you can actually see, so you can see the light come in behind the back here too. So I don't know if I want to make something to sort of block this off here, or if I just want to fill it full of sealant. I'm not sure. I don't know. Probably try and, I don't know, do something. Maybe there's some, I've got some seal, like some rubber seal that I can put there that'd block it first. I just need to clean off the back of this properly. I did do a lot. I've actually forgot that I etched this corner of the glass to fit it last time, so I might have to get some glass polish and see if I can buff that out. Look at the other side, which I haven't completed yet, but I sort of started just to make sure that this was going to be the way to go. You can see that big piece of black just there. That's the where the hinge part adhered to the window. So this one doesn't have any doesn't have any braces in it, and it's actually moved. It's sitting too far back. Now you can see there in the corner the seal's poking out. So the face of this is supposed to be out level with that seal, but the wind pressure has pushed it back, or something pushed it back. I don't know. So I'll make my little placky bits for that and disconnect the glass from the glass track, I suppose. And that'll let me sort of get this right, and then also push this right, because you can see here this little chip. This is just sitting just a bit too far this way, so it needs to go that way, but at the moment it can't because of the glass. The glass and knit at one piece, so I'll just be able to push that back a little bit. Same deal then, I'll mark it with a tape line and then drag sealant across it, just like using filler with a spline, and just up over the whole thing. Should be mint. And then hopefully, well, once that's done, there should be zero leaks. There'll be nowhere for water to get in. So if I can, make it nice, and I don't know if I could make like something that went in there. See, that's the piece of rubber. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway. Yeah, you can see that there's a piece of rubber in there, like rubber seal. It's just stopping the air from getting through there on this side. That's what it was when the window could pop. I could just put the same thing back in, make it, reasonable. I need to redo up in the top here is like a block. It was a block of plastic. I'll make them out of steel. You can see that threaded, just see the tip of the thread of the bolt there. That actually comes through from the inside just to push it, clamp on the steel piece, so I could get some adjustment in the windows. That can all fuck off. Don't need to do that anymore. Okay, removed my little rear window popper window actuator thingos. So they're just a 12-volt motor with a worm drive gearbox. Little ones from China for fuck all money. Just want to give props to Past Mika for putting a plug on these suckers. Good work. Well, fucking as per usual, I've come full circle. So I was fucking around using plastic tracks, and they're just too flexible and not going to do what I need. My plan is to put a bump stop behind here and a bump stop up here, so you won't really see those. They'll just be, I'll tap and drill here and put a rubber on top of the head of a screw, and then when I bolt the piece on that holds it in, it'll push against it and hold it there. Up this end, the front end, I've made a nice piece of steel, so this actually clips at the back. Paint this black, smooth it out a little bit and paint it black, and I'm just going to glue it in place with the, it's actually right now it won't fall out if there's pressure on the window against it, because it's wrapped over the sides and everything. So I'm just going to glue it in place, and then I'll paint it up, I'll glue it in place, and then hold it with the window in the right spot while it goes off, and then I can come back and pull the window again and tint the window, put all the tint on the window, get rid of these strips, clear all that up, and then I'm just going to bolt it in, lock it in place, and then just friggin' sealant all the way around it, everywhere, just to make sure it doesn't come apart, doesn't leak. So I'll leave these little rubbers that I've got here in. There's like something to back the sealant against. Alright, paint him black, put him back. I'm just gonna assume that this is cool. Put some gunk on the other side of it. I'm just gonna put a bunch of grease, sort of just coat the window so that the stuff doesn't stick to it, and then push this all back into position and just let that go off. And then we'll I'm gonna have to run a bead, because I want the bead of Slaz shit to match that, so it's going to be quite wide across here, and then it can come up narrower here. That'll be okay. That'll look cool. I mean, hopefully the shit won't leak anymore. Got to do a little bit of tidy up. This bit still isn't glued on properly. It is sealed because I've got some seal in there, but I want to use the sealant so it's just complete around everything and doesn't leak. In behind here, see this gap here? So I've got a seal to go in there. Just I need to pull this off and then I'll glue that on, and then it can stay there forever. And I think I'll just pack some sealant up in this corner. This needs to come, see how it's slightly loose and it's moving. I need to bring that back that way so it lines up properly. So I'll need to either remake this in here or weld this permanently to something and then shim it to get that right. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It'll come out good though. And more importantly, no more leaks. Well, righty-o. 10% tint on the rear glass. That's pretty good. You can still just see the shape. I don't know if you can see it on the screen there. You can just see the shape of the pillar behind it and the body that's glued in. I'm gonna have to, like, I smoothed the seals, but I'm gonna have to do some. You can actually sand this stuff once it's all gone off, so I might just leave it a few days and then clean it all up and good. I did mask it to put it in there. I built up along the bottom here just to sort of get it semi-equivalent to this, but realistically this seal is pretty big, and to do the same thing would have been huge, so I've just gone sort of close to it this end and then tape it off towards that, and then that's just enough to seal it. So it's about 5mm, and then smooth it off to a triangle. I still got to clean up like all the little bits of gunk that's stuck on things here. That'll just rub off. I've just got to do it. Let's have a look at the other side. The brightness. This side, the window's not shut. The door's not shut yet because inside there, you can see just in there, that's still dry. There's the whole chunk down the back there is still drying. But I mean, once it doesn't leak, it's pretty fucking good. You can still see out of it. See through there. So that's 10%, which is, because it's the rear glass on a panel band, technically legal. These are, I think, 35, which was the legal limit at the time. Now, from memory, I used to have the side windows, the square side windows cut in the back of this, and I think I had them done at 15. I was 35 and 15 for the tailgate as well. So these are darker, but it doesn't really matter. You can just see there. See that line? That's the pillar in behind. So you can see it, but you can't sort of see it. So it's alright. A couple of marks on it where I had the sticky tape on it, just telling me which side of the glass it was. No more rattles, no more tinky tinks. This side's got a few more bits that need to be cleaned up, just up around here, but I'll get to them when I after it's hardened. I'll just smooth them all off with a razor blade, a lot easier. This stuff is actually paintable. I don't think I want to paint it. I also touched up my little gunky bit at the bottom here. Just put some stuff on it to make it not rusty. Pulled that edge there back that way a bit, so it technically sits behind this a little bit, but it'll just stop that from hitting this and chipping that paint further. Anyway, let it go off. Go for a drive and see how it feels. Something cool I forgot to mention. I made this. That little cutout there fits around there. What it did was, let me get the glass to the point where this front edge of the glass is level with the plane of this glass here, which just means that the continuity through the thing is better. These put that down. These rear pieces of glass actually go slightly back that way, like they're not on the same plane. If they were on the same plane, the back corner of that would be hanging way out here. So similar to Wifey's Beetle, these two edges of the glass are in line with each other. That's on the same plane, and then the glass kicks that way. So it looks right, and it's, if you look at the reflection of something in it, like, it's weird. I can see the reflection real good from, if I can look at a reflection move across it, it sort of looks like it should do. Yeah, stoked.